What is going on, Z Warriors? MrWaffles here, and I'm so excited. As you can see, Bandai released a common list for the cards in the set. So the videos I'm going to be doing, it's going to be split into 4 parts. Pretty much part 1 is going to be based on all the red cards and all the red battle cards, as well as extra cards. My thoughts on the red style thus far, as well as a look into each of the cards and my thoughts on them. And I'm going to be doing that for the other colors as well. So it's going to be 4 colors. So focus on red, blue, green, and then finally end with yellow. And then we're going to do the same thing for the uncommons as well as the rares and higher up cards. So I just want to give a couple of shout outs. One to Bearded Collectibles. You know, if you guys are looking for product or anything like that, please check Bearded Collectibles out. I'll make sure to have the link in the description down below. I also want to give a shout out to Theo Gaming. He's also producing a lot of great content, and I'm really happy for other YouTubers and people in the community to start doing content for the game. I think it's really going to take off right now. We're close to 1,000 members, and you know, we haven't even officially gotten product yet. So Bandai's doing a great job of promoting this game, and they already gave out some demo decks. Some people got the emails for those, so I'm probably going to give some away as giveaways just to try and start the community up in your area. So expect some more giveaways on my channel once I get the product and things of that nature. So on with the card list review. So we're going to be talking about the red, I would say, I guess, red style, but I'll just make it easy, just red style in general, and my thoughts on it thus far. So I feel like red, based on just my quick overview of looking at the cards, it's a lot about like ally functioning capabilities, you know, making sure that, you know, teamwork kind of based allies, powering up, getting certain effects through playing certain allies or other battle cards, and also blowing up your opponent's board and having like really cool effects of things of that nature. So we're just going to get into looking at the first card that we see here. So first up is Scheming Champa. It's a 2 cost energy card, costing 1 energy, at least 1 red energy, sorry, and has an auto ability that says when you play this when you play a red alien, it gains plus 5,000 for the duration of battle, and it also has a combo cost of 0 and gives you plus 5,000 power with a 10,000 power base. So my thoughts on this card is pretty interesting. I think it's a pretty solid card just because in the game your opponent cannot kill your battle cards through battle unless they're rested. So you can just kind of have this guy sitting here, I believe, and just play other like red alien cards so that way they get a boost and really just kind of push in for damage. And then I'm pretty sure if you have another Scheming Champa, you know, that would just stack on top of it. So overall, I think it's a pretty good card, especially if you're going to build like a red alien deck. Next up, Manipulating God Champa. It's 1 energy, requiring 1 red energy. Combo cost of 0 for plus 5,000 power, and it has 5,000 base power, and it has an auto ability that says when you play this card, look up to 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 red Champa among them, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So right here you can see where it's going. You know, you start the game off, you know, putting a card from your hand as energy. Obviously, you'd hope it's red, right? And then you tap it, play Manipulating God Champa, search the top 7, hopefully get the Scheming Champa off that. So you can see the toolbox options right there. So it's a really good like engine, and it's cool because in this game, you know, you can splash as we get more cards in the card pool. You're probably going to see certain engines being splashed. It wouldn't be so much like a dedicated like red alien deck, but just like a little mini engine of like 4 Manipulating God Champa with Scheming Champa or whatever Champa and some other stuff. So you're going to see a lot of cool quirky stuff in later sets and as the game progresses. Next up is Divine Aid Vados with 2 cost energy, 1 being red. So I think for the most part, all the cards in this game at least require 1 specific energy of that color, which makes sense. So that way you just don't splash into any style. So it has a base power of 12,000 power. It has 0 cost, combo cost for 0 power, but it has an auto ability that says when you combo with this card, if your leader card is red and your life is 4 or lower, draw 1 card and add plus 10,000 power to this card's combo for the duration of the turn. So basically it becomes plus 10,000 power when you combo, if you meet the specific requirements. So obviously it's going to be like a later game card, so you might maybe want to play 2 or 3 of it. I don't know about 4, because if you kind of see it early, it doesn't really do much. So, you know, I think 2 or 3 is probably like the safe number. Next up is Sane Kaba. So this is a 1-drop. It has base plus 5,000 power. It has a combo cost of 0 with plus 5,000 power. Auto ability: when this card attacks, you may choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. If you do so, this card gains plus 10,000 power and double strike. This card inflicts 2 damage instead of 1 when attacking for the duration of the turn. So this is a good, like, solid 1-drop. It's cool because it's a alien / sane, so that means when you have Scheme and Champa out with this, it becomes 10,000, and then you can, when it attacks, you can lose a life to make it go up to 20,000, and also inflicting 2. So it's pretty good for like that early game beatdown, and really just kind of pushing damage with low cost cards. So it's pretty cool to see some of the combos that, you know, are going to be arriving in this game. Next up, we have Unceasing Evolution Frost. It's a 3 energy cost card. 0 combo for plus 5,000 power with a base of 15,000. It has the evolve skill keyword for 2 red, which you evolve over a frost card, and it has double strike. This card inflicts 2 damage instead of 1 when attacking, so pretty standard in that regard. It's also an alien, so again, if you have the Scheme and Champa out, it's going to go up to 20,000 and inflicting 2 damage. So it's again, I'm still trying to see how the evolutions work. If you can just play this card as is for 3-drop, or do you have to play it on top of a frost card? Because for the most part, the evolution cards I've seen so far kind of give you some kind of extra benefit for evolving. So I'm trying to see the reason for going through all that step to evolve and not really gain anything other than double strike, which, you know, you can just probably not even play this card and just, you know, have the Sane Kaba to kind of do that for you. So we'll see as the game progresses and as more rulings and stuff come out. Next up, we have Evolution Premonition Frost. It's 1 energy card. It has 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power, and has a power base of 5,000. And has an activate main ability, so you activate during your main phase. So it has a number 2, so it looks like it would cost 2 energy of any color. Look at the top 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 frost with evolve among them, and evolve this card onto it, then shuffle your deck. So that's really cool. So you can pay 2 to look at the top 7, and then just, you know, if you have the Unceasing Evolution Frost and that among them, you know, you can just evolve right away, which is pretty cool. So it being a 1-drop, which is awesome, but it's going to cost 2 to activate his effect and kind of search and do all that stuff. But it's also an alien, so it's going to combo with Scheme and Champa. Next up, we have, I guess, Botemo of Universe 6. It's a 1-drop. It has a 0 card combo cost for plus 5,000 power, and has a power of 5,000. And it's just a blocker, so whenever your opponent attacks, you know, another card, you can switch it to this card when you tap it into rest mode. So it just redirects the target to him. So it's pretty good if you you want to go attack with the Scheme and Champa, and then you have the Botemo as a backup contingency plan, so that way if they try to kill the Champa, you can just block it with the Botemo. And it's also an alien, so pretty much, you know, if you also try and do damage, it can go up to 10k. Next up, we have, I'm trying to pronounce this name correctly, and I apologize for any super fans out there if I butcher it, but a Magdita of Universe 6. I probably butchered that totally wrong, but it's a 2 energy card, has 0 cost energy for combo, and for plus 5,000 power, and has a base power of 10,000, and it has a blocker skill keyword, but it's also an alien. So a 2-drop, it could potentially go up to 15 if you have the Scheme and Champa out. So you can see, you know, it kind of gives you something to start off with all these red aliens and things of that nature. Next up is Universe 6 Supreme Kai. It's a 4 energy card requiring 2 red energy. It has a combo cost of 1 for 10,000 power and has a base power of 20,000. And its ability is Double Strike, so it inflicts 2 damage instead of 1. And auto, when you play this card, choose up to 1 Supreme Kai's Attendant from your deck and play it, then shuffle your deck. So that's pretty powerful right there. So already it has some spamming ability, just being able to inflict 2 damage, and again, this game doesn't have any summon sickness, so you drop this bad boy and then you get a +1 by automatically getting the Supreme Kai's Attendant, and it doesn't come into rest mode, so you can also attack with it too, so that's pretty awesome. And then we also have Kai Attendant of Universe 6, so it's a 1-drop, combo cost of 0 for plus 5,000 power, has a base power of 10,000, and has a permanent skill. This card cannot attack battle cards with 15,000 or more power. So even though it can attack battle cards, it still puts pressure upon the leader. So it's just something that it can really just kind of put into work. So my only thing with this, it says choose up to 1 Supreme Kai's Attendant, and this card is not Supreme Kai's Attendant, but Kai Attendant, so I'm not sure. Well, I actually see it, never mind. So if you look there, it says character, it says Supreme Kai's Attendant. So it's not so much the title, which we are kind of used to when we're thinking of things like this, but if you look down where the power is, you see character, and it says that. So yeah, that makes sense. Now onto the extra cards. So again, extra cards are cards that kind of assist you. They're basically like spell cards. Probably the easiest way to kind of put it, in whether it be Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or something of that nature. So we're going to look into the extra cards. So first up is Assassination Plot. It costs 4 energy, 2 of them being red. So you activate it during your main phase, and the artwork for this is pretty awesome. It has Hit and Champa on there. So, and it's funny because Hit's obviously an assassin, and the effect is during your main phase, which you activate it, you choose any number of battle cards of which the total power adds up to 30,000 or less, and KO those cards. So it can really be a nice board wipe. If your opponent kind of overextends, you're going to really punish him for it, and just kind of do some slim pick'ems, just plap, 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 plap. Just really make your opponent regret for exhausting too much. So if I'm playing against Fred, you have to definitely be aware of this card and not overextend, or kind of play in a way where it doesn't really affect you that much. So definitely a good card. I think in any card game, board removal is always key. Next up, we're gonna look at Vados Assistance. It's a 1-drop, so 1 energy, and if you look here, it has the keyword counter attack. So in this game, there's a certain cards that say counter and something else. In this case, this is counter attack. So when your opponent attacks, you counter that. There's some cards that say counter play. There's some that say counter counter. So it's very important to look at what comes after that counter keyword, because it lets you know the play timing in which you can activate it. So if you look here, it says counter attack, negate the attack, then you may switch up to one of your battle cards to active mode. So that right there, which is really cool. It's a nice like little block, and being able to switch one of your battle cards to active mode. So if you have Scheme and Champa out, you're worried about your opponent trying to kill it, because you don't want to lose that power boost that he gives. You can still attack with it, and if you have Vados' Assistance to back you up, you can negate the attack and then switch that Champa to active mode, so that way they can't attack it if your opponent has like 2 or more battle cards. So if they're really trying to gun for that Champa, and really trying to just pick at it, so that way you don't get the boost anymore, you can just negate it and then put it into active mode, and they can't attack it. So it's really cool right there. So a lot of cool combos, I feel, with Vados Assistance. It's definitely going to be a staple for red cards right now, until we get more things in the card pool. Next up is Fickle Destruction. It's a 1-drop energy, and it's activated during the main phase. So choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 12,000 or less power in the battle area, and KO that card. So just simple board removal. You know, if there's something giving you problems. So I could see a lot of decks running for Fickle Destruction as well. And last but not least is Kaba's Awakening. So this is pretty cool art. That looks really awesome, you know, seeing Kaba. This is funny because in the Japanese game, this was actually the art for Kaba as a leader. So Kaba was a leader in the Japanese version, and this was his awakening, the other side of the leader card right here. But now it's used as an extra card. Kaba's Awakening costs 0. Activate in battle. Choose one of your red cards. It gains plus 6,000 power for the duration of battle. So it says activate battle. So that means when your opponent's attacking you or you're attacking your opponent, you can use this card. So it's a very flexible card to use offensively and defensively. So flexibility in any card game is always important because it gives you more options as a player, and it makes your opponent have to really think more of when you know they think you might use it. You know, so I really like the way the way the cards are so far for red. Especially with the toolbox and abilities of, you know, manipulating God Champa into Scheming Champa, as well as all the support of the red aliens with Sane Kaba, Frost, Baltimo, and Magetta, whatever it's called, as well as even like the little engine of Supreme Kai, Universe 6 Supreme Kai, as well as Kaia Attendant of Universe 6. So, you know, we have a lot of little engines here, which I can see people definitely splashing in as the card pool gets bigger, where they might splash red, but mainly just for maybe a couple of cards, not too much. So deck building is definitely going to take an awesome turn. Right now it's probably going to be a little bit static because it is set 1. We don't have as much cards as, you know, just in general because it's the first set. But I'm telling you, as the card pool increases, you know, deck building is definitely going to be a factor. So that's pretty much it for all the comments for the red cards so far. My next video is going to be all the blues, the blue battle cards, the blue extra cards, as well as my thoughts on the blue style overall and what I feel like blue, where it's kind of going, or the initial thought of blues thus far. So if you like my video, remember to give this a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, I definitely want to get some more content out for you guys. If you have a Facebook and, you know, want to know more about the game, definitely check it out. I have the link for that as well. And we also have Facebook groups for people in different states, so that way when you join the Facebook group, you know, you just look at the pinned post, and then there's a link there that would direct you to you know, a website, so that way you can check, you know, whatever state you live in, and then you'll see a Facebook group that is for that state, so that way you can find people in your area to play. So spread the word out there about this game. I think it's definitely going to take world by storm, and it's already doing so right now. Bandai's doing a great job. So if you like what you see, again, don't forget to just like, comment, subscribe. And with that being said, MrWaffles out.